And if you're watching, you've seen that there's been an invasion. The Eagles are here. Welcome in Liam, Philip, and Mick. How you doing, boys?
Hey guys, sorry, I realised that my colleagues had not turned their cameras on, and I was just sat here like a Johnson. Johnson, there's the link. There's the link.
There it is. Ties in.
How you doing, guys?
All good. All good.
Not bad,
all
not
good. From the Next Man Up podcast, why don't you introduce yourselves to the watchers, boys?
Sure. So we're all Eagles fans. So every other NFL team in the league doesn't like us. we started podcasting in November last year. We're a bit like you guys. We're the only UK Eagles podcast. We've gone on a bit of a good following. We're not veterans, I wouldn't say. I've got about 6-7 years NFL experience. Phil about 3 or 4, and Mick closer to me. But we get guests on quite a lot who know a lot more than we do about it, and we're very passionate about our birds, and very positive about our birds, which is a bit different to most Eagles fans.
Yeah, so I'd say it was a tough watch for you guys last year, especially in that entire division. Was that one of the roughest seasons that you've had to go through in a little while? That one.
Yeah, I'll let Phil jump in a second, but it was crazy. I mean, you look at what was going on with Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts. It was a keys in a bowl moment that you didn't want to see in an organizational, in a franchise. Wentz didn't want to be there. Wentz didn't get on with Doug. Doug didn't get on with Howie, the GM, and none of them got on together. So I think the best thing happened, which is everyone moved on. I think I probably speak for Phil and Mick to say that I don't think any of us wish Wentz bad. We don't wish him good, but we don't wish him bad. But I'll let Phil jump in and give your thoughts.
Just to interrupt with the pick for the Jags, they picked Tyson Campbell, the cornerback.
Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, Phil.
No, it's perfect. I'm quite happy with that because it's not one that was on our list. So that's one less picks to go before we get a chance to take hopefully one guy that we're kind of quite unanimous on. I think we're looking at JOK, Santi Samuel, or Merrick if he might still fall to that level. I think deep down we know that we didn't need to go for an offensive weapon in the first pick, but we're all definitely glad that we did because it's definitely the pick that we should have made at that point. It's just need versus best player available. So, no, I'm quite happy with the start. I was worried that the first one off the board would be the first one that we wanted, and then the next one, and the next one, and then we'd be left sort of with our, balls in our hand.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
No.
I saw a lot of people mocking Smith to the Giants, so that's my theory is that you were jumping ahead of them. But
yeah.
Were either of you worried that you were going for Fields? Because our instant reaction here was, is this for a quarterback? Do you actually believe in Hurts?
Well, we were sat there, and I was convinced that we would trade up to 7, 8, or 9 last night because if we were going to do it, it was going to be in that was the window to do it. And then as soon as the Broncos pick was in, I was saying to Mick, I was like, well, that's that then. We're picking at 12 because there's no chance in hell we're trading with either. There's no point trading with the Giants, and there's no way in hell the Cowboys are trading with us. But I think generally the Cowboys got a good deal because they knew that the Giants and the Eagles were going to be picking offensive players, or were looking to pick offensive players. So they knew they could get their guy 2 picks later, and so they got an extra pick out of it. Didn't lose anything, and the Eagles got to screw one over on the Giants and sort of avenge last year's CeeDee Lamb debacle.
Giants fans are crying this morning.
It's been great.
Giants fans are not happy this morning. They're like, why have the Cowboys and the Eagles ganged up against us?
So have you seen the video, you guys?
So there's a video of a Giants fan, like kit everywhere, like draped in Giants gear all over the walls. And it's just basically him, he's being live streamed on a podcast or whatever, going through the motions as they're like, okay, we're gonna get Smith. Like, okay, well, this is good. This is good. You know, Jones can use him. Why have the Cowboys traded with the Eagles? What's going on? Oh fuck, they're gonna pick Smith. Oh shit, it's brilliant. He just starts
go through our Twitter and you'll see we've all of us have retweeted it, liked it, and I've watched it at least 3 or 4 times today.
The sort of satisfaction with that is the same sort of satisfaction we feel when we see live streamers for Jordan Love last year in the Packers. It's so similar.
Well, you must have felt pretty good.
I wanted to ask you guys a question. You guys must be delighted that, you know, Rodgers is looking to leave and the Packers are in cap hell. I mean, how many champagne bottles did you guys open last night when you heard that?
Awesome. The tweet of the day, someone called Mike Palucci tweeted that the best rivalry in the NFC North now is Green Bay versus their own quarterback. And that's the tweet of the draft for me.
You must have been happy with the cornerback pick as well late on.
Oh, hilarious.
I think that, I was just saying this with Ant in our review show at lunchtime, that I think the pick is funnier for the fans' reaction than it actually is for the impact on the team, because he runs a sub 4.3 40 and he's got really good twitch. He's got problems in being a bit handsy. He's going to give away a few pass interference penalties, but I actually think he's going to be an instant upgrade at corner. It's just a bit of a reach. But the Packers fans' reaction is by far the funniest thing about it. So, you know, the meltdown's real.
It was funny. I was watching Good Morning Football, and they were like, they got a quick guy, but he's playing on defense, not offense, which is not what Rodgers was looking for. How do you guys feel about Penei Sewell?
Yeah, it's not a sexy pick, is it? But it's probably the best player available on the board, and a majority of our fans wanted it. But Ant, how are you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, I'm one of those in the. Well, I'm not the minority. I love the pick, but I love our current right tackle, and I think he's really underappreciated, and I think he's been thrown under a bus this year because he had a really good year, and I think we could have gone elsewhere. But you know, he is a good pick.
Jets.
So.
Elijah Moore.
Oh no! Damn it!
God damn it!
I actually have a Sky bet on the Jets picking Elijah Moore, so I'm quitting.
Hey, I have a bet on Asante Samuel falling outside. I think it's a top 35 or 36, something like that.
He could do, because we reckon that we could pick him at 37. So if your bet is 35, 36, you could be quitting as well.
I hope so.
Am I right in thinking that now the Eagles are going to be able to take one of the 3 guys? Sorry to hijack a little bit, but that we're now in the stage where we're going to get one of the 3 we want.
So pick 34 has happened.
So we've got Atlanta and Miami before us, and we want 3 guys, and we're
going to get one of them now. Trevon Moehrig and Asante Samuel. There you go.
We want Jock Moehrig and Elijah Moore. So we've got 2 of your 3 that we really want to.
One of them's going at Philly.
Yeah, you got a 1 in 3 chance now or less.
That's odd for the Jets. That is, they've gone first 3 picks all offensive, and they've got no more picks today. I mean, are they just going to go with a really shit defense again this year? That seems really odd.
Was Salah he was the defensive coordinator, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe he's thinking that he can work with what they've got.
They did need receiver help as well. I know that their defense is terrible, but their whole team is pretty poor.
Yeah, but they just signed Corey Davis.
The Jets are just awful. I mean, there's nothing else to say. The Jets are they're awful. Like, you know the Eagles are 80 to 1 to win the Super Bowl next year. I think the Jets are lower.
Just see the like that. Really? Yeah, really? You're gonna...
I don't know. It's shorter than the Lions, so I think aren't we in the 4 figures at this point? I think we're like
Atlanta's trading.
Guys, I've got a question for you, because one of my really good buddies is a Lions fan, and he hasn't quite got the confidence to come on. I asked him if he wanted to join us tonight on this, but he didn't have quite the confidence. He said he'd been looking for a UK Lions podcast for a while, and hadn't come across you, so I've introduced you to him. He's going to listen and listen on. His question was about Cephus. I hope I pronounced that right.
Cephus, yeah.
Yeah, your wide receiver, and what your guys' thoughts are on him. next year, you've got Jones is gone, Golladay's gone, you've got Hawkinson, and you've got Swift, and obviously Goff. What are your thoughts on Cephas for next year? Do you think he's going to ball out?
Ryan, why don't you take it?
Yeah, I think he is gonna. He's one of them people. He showed last year that he's got really good routes. He runs a nice, crisp route. He's savvy at the medium range. And he's got decent hands. He knows that he's going to have to step up this year, and he knows he's going to be able to see a lot of the snaps and the touches that Marvin Jones would have taken. So I think he has got a big prove it year. He's coming out and thinking, this is my opportunity. I'm going to get all these touches, all these chances. And he did. He got behind a few defenses last year. He got the odd long touchdown reception. I remember one, Stafford. It was 50, 60 yards. It was bottom corner behind him over the shoulder. And he hailed it in like a throw. It was lovely. So I'm sold on him. If we don't draft a slot wide receiver, then he will line up there. I'll put him right there.
So what I'm saying is all of your fantasy teams, guys, Cephas, you can probably get him quite late. Get him in your teams.
Yeah, I just traded.
Yeah, the Broncos are on the clock and their pick is in.
That's a linebacker they need. That's Jock.
You reckon?
I bet this is Jock.
It would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So Mick, who is on here, who hasn't said a bloody word yet, is a Fighting Irish fan.
We had a Notre Dame fan on yesterday as well. They seem to be a very popular college team.
The Irish, they multiply everywhere, don't they?
There's a load of Notre Dame players that could be drafted in this draft. Is there anyone, Mick, that you really fancy going to your team, to the Eagles?
I wanted Jock, so I really hope this Broncos pick isn't Jock, because I sort of had my heart set on him since he dropped out of the first round. I thought, we've possibly got a chance here. Is there any way we use some of those picks to trade up like Denver have just done?
Apparently, Denver have picked Javonte Williams. I think Ashley's just said it's a running back, and that's the only one I can imagine it is.
We're on a 17-second delay because Mick decided he didn't want to pay for Sky Sports this year.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I've got it on Now TV, and it's just it happens to be a delay.
So they've swapped 114 for 219 to get on there. So is that a fourth?
They've gone up 100 spots to go down 5 now. So that's not the worst.
That's not the worst.
I think it was because Miami were probably going to pick Javonte Williams, so they needed to get above Miami.
Oh, yes, I win my bet. Ha! Sorry.
You think Miami are taking Javonte Williams?
I think they were rooming to, yeah. So I think that's why Denver have moved above them. If that's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but...
Sorry.
So JOK is getting even closer to you now.
Yeah.
Good. Bring him straight into my arms.
Yeah, let's pick Javonte Williams.
How do you guys feel the rest of your division has done so far in the draft?
I'll go for it. I don't think anyone's played it badly. I think we all laughed at the Giants a little bit when we, screwed them over by picking the guy they wanted. But then the Giants made a really good trade back. And still picked Tony, who they wanted as well, and got a first-round pick next year. So, I mean, they only moved back, what would have been 7? They moved back 7 spots from 13 to 20, and they picked up a first-round pick next year. That's good. And the Cowboys, did they pick Parsons up?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And Parsons is a stud. I think, to be honest, I think all 4 have done okay. I don't know much about the Washington pick, to be honest.
It's going to seem biased, but I still stand by the fact that when you pick up Devontae Smith and an extra first round pick, then that's got to be up there in terms of getting who one of the players you wanted and picking up extra draft capital of that stature. So I think so far the Eagles have got to be heading.
If you look at that trade before from 6 to 12, getting that first round pick next year, you're right. I mean, he's the most decorated wide receiver in college football history.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know if it's going to work, but
you don't.
At the moment, if it works, it's the best. If it ends up being a dud, which I just don't think someone like Devontae Smith can be, then surely the Eagles have got to be shading it so far. But there's still plenty of time for Howie to go and draft some ridiculous talent. So, but Mick, what will you do if we do get Jock? Are you going to sort of dance naked?
He'll have to take a second mortgage out on his house to afford all the memorabilia he's going to have to buy.
So the Miami picks in, so the Eagles are going to be on the clock very shortly.
I think this is
I've
tackle.
got it. It's Javon Holland.
What?
Javon? Yes, that's another. That is another one in the bag. Come on. I had him going under 49.5. Get in.
36.
Mick, I might have to fast forward to 17 seconds to go live here, I'm afraid. Buddy.
I'm live.
Mate, go live. I don't know why you're on a delay.
This is Twitter spoiling it for all of us. This isn't the stream, I don't think so.
Okay, can I ask a favour? Can you not spoil it for us?
We won't spoil the Philly pick. Don't worry about that.
I won't say
it. This is a perfectly timed time to come on and guess with you guys, given we're actually going to get a live Eagles pick.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So
We
you
tried
get
doing it last night,
7
but we were
minutes from
shitballs.
now. So, I
can talk for Ireland, so you've no problem getting 7 minutes out of me.
Got to say, Oregon are having a very strong draft. They're doing the Pac-12 proud this year because they normally get slept on.
So have they definitely taken Holland at 36? Yeah.
Definitely got some.
While we're waiting, guys,
are
you all sold on Jalen Hurts? From what you've seen, are you all sold on him?
Honestly, I reckon I get a tattoo of him, across my heart.
I'm about 70% sold on him. I think he's done enough to warrant a season, but that how the season goes. I think the fact that it's a little bit of a free hit. So if it doesn't work out, the pressure hopefully is off him in terms of, I know there's pressure on him because he's got a season to basically prove it, but it's not a case of, it's not a game by game. It's a season free hit. And I think he's done enough to show that he can do it. And I think now we've got Devontae Smith and improving that side of the ball. I think if he doesn't turn out, then it's not going to be, it's nothing lost, nothing ventured, nothing gained sort of thing. We're seeing how it goes.
We got three potentially first round picks next year if Wentz plays over 70% of the snaps. So even if he is a dud this year, then we're in transitional period with or without Hurts.
What's your guys' thoughts on the Wentz trade and what we got for him, like from an outside point of view?
You absolutely rinsed them.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the first I've heard that kind of strong positive reaction.
You took them to the cleaners. I mean, the thing is, you put yourself in the position in the first place by giving him a contract when you weren't sold on him, or if you were sold on him, you should have run with it. But given you were dumping him, and given that I think LA dumped Goff to us. Now, I think we're happy we've got Goff, but it's a similar situation. I think that we were given picks to take Goff on. I don't think it's the first, but I think he might have, maybe given us a third or something, and the accumulation of picks, we said, just give us the first, and we won't worry about the middle picks. And, it kind of just worked out that way. But for you to get any value whatsoever on that contract, given the year he had, anything at all, I mean, it should have been a cap dump situation if you were getting rid of him. I was thinking a 6th or 7th round pick would have been value for both sides. So
I think the difference with Goff as well is Goff doesn't come with the injury history that Wentz does.
Yeah.
To get anything for Wentz, I think was because you got him off the books, you were able to move on, you got the draft picks. It's a win-win.
Do you guys think the contract is a massive part of that, right? Because let's not forget, I mean, Wentz was MVP, before he got injured, right? We've seen Wentz do it at the highest level. So we know he can do it, right? I don't think we've ever seen Goff do it at the highest level. We've seen flashes, brilliance here and there.
He was the number one draft pick, though, in 2016.
Same one as Wentz. Wentz went too, yeah.
I think the thing with Goff is that in the right system where the coach hasn't decided that he is the brains behind the operation, that if you play to his strengths, he can play that well. I think with a strong running back behind him, he proved that he has enough to do it. So you accept his limitations and you move on with it.
Right? Penny Sewell is going to help. Penny Sewell is going to help. Give him time in the pocket and get guys get separation. I think, Phil, you were saying that earlier on today.
What's that, sorry?
Penny Sewell's going to help us with Goff.
Then you pick. I hope you like it.
Patriots have traded up to 38. That is
I saw that.
That's
Okay.
for Jock. I think Jock will go to New England now.
What did you think of Darius
unless he's
Slay,
gone
guys?
at 37, let's not speak on that yet. So
I've got
Yeah.
no rig.
Don't say a word, Roar of the Lions, please.
Mick's gone. He's like
he
on his knees
can't face
praying.
it.
Well,
Can't take it.
Mick's gone sober tonight. If you ever listen to our podcast, we're normally pretty hammered during most of them. I've already
Speak for yourself, Liam.
I've already had a bottle of wine. That's gone. The next one's on the way.
Nice.
Yeah, we're more glue sniffers.
Fair enough.
I like a few drinks during a podcast. I got to admit, I like doing that. Definitely.
We're not usually that bad. Like I'll always have a glass of whiskey or two, and
Yeah, we're
the
pretty
guys
good.
will have the same. But we did our most recent one with the Shall We Football podcast. It was a podcast from the stateside, and they're absolutely insane bunch of lads. They're so much fun. And I tried to do an America versus UK quiz, and it ended up being about 3 hours, and we were all shit-faced by the end of it. I'm not even joking. Like we were like hung over the next day. It was absolutely.
It was bad.
Liam still got to edit the final half of it. He only edited half of it, and we've released half of it. And it's like it gets progressively worse. So it's going to take him about 6 hours to edit an hour and a half.
Apparently, it's our best podcast, though. Like the feedback's been
Lots of
great.
people have loved it, though. Yeah. Here we go.
People like entertainment.
Right, I'm gonna go on mute because I'm gonna turn this up so I can hear what the pick is.
Do it, man. That's fine.
We're
Oh,
miles
wow.
behind. We're miles behind because New England have already made their pick.
I've got the Philadelphia guy who's picking is just making his way to the stage now on
The New
Sky
England.
Sports.
He's
New
on the
England
stage
pick's
for
been
me.
made.
I'm behind you guys.
Yeah, New England at 38 have already made their pick.
They traded up though, didn't they? So that's
On the clock,
expected.
Patriots.
Yeah, but that's
I've seen
after
that.
it's after the Philly one, and I've not seen the Philly one yet.
But the pick has been in for some time for Philly. It's just taken some time to announce it. So
I
the
think
clock
that-
starts, doesn't it?
I think they're just all aboard the showboat here on announcing the pick. Here we go.
Don't say it though. Wait for the
No,
Eagles
no,
guys to respond.
I like the pick.
Whoa, that is a big shock.
Fucking Dickerson.
Who is it?
That is a big shock. Eagles fans are not gonna like that pick.
Dickerson.
Uh-huh.
Landon
They've
Dickerson,
gone
is it?
centre. They've gone centre. Wow.
They're probably replacing Kelsey, who's 33 years old. It might be a come in and learn behind him from a year. That would be the only thing I can think about. I don't see why they would go center. Our offensive line, last year we were all injured, but it's one of the best in football when they weren't. They are a bit old, so I get maybe.
Yeah, but they weren't sure if Kelsey was going to return for this season. So that in a way, it makes a little bit of sense that they bring someone in and passing the torch. And he can go across the back, as you can see.
On the Draft Network, it's your fifth need, your fifth ranked need after tight end, corner, safety.
I would put it at the back of the pile if I was thinking. We needed safety, we needed linebacker, we needed quarterback. I'm shocked. Genuinely.
Yeah. Oh well, I think it's a shrewd pick. You kick him out to guard for a season or two. I love Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey's a terrific player.
I've already
you-
seen who
but
that is.
You're
That's already
passing
been
on.
announced.
What did you say,
Passing
Ryan?
on JOK,
I've got the
Santi
Patriots
Samuel, and
pick. The
Trevor
Patriots
Merritt.
picks in now.
Right,
Hey,
boys. Our next guests are going to be on in just a couple of minutes, so I'm going to have to let you go. But thank you so much for coming on, all of you.
Yeah,
It's been
cheers,
terrific.
guys.
Nice to see you, and we'd love to have you on again soon.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of your podcast. And
Will
hope
do.
you
Guys,
well.
have a good night.
Cheers, boys.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.